Is Larry Giffen on?
I haven't seen him yet.
You would struggle.
I haven't seen him yet.
Oh. Somebody is really feeding back.
I think it's Bill. I think you.
He's on mute.
Hi, Tom.
Hello.
Look at you with all that hair on top of that head. Dave, just joined.
Here. Other options. Work in the background.
Are you talking to? Hi, Dave.
Hi, Sheila.
Rich, I wonder.
Okay.
Mark?
Yes.
Randy, do you have the capability of muting everyone?
You're the presenter right now.
Yes.
Tom.
All right. Everyone is muted. So Sheila, Ken, don't any of you people talk with it. Yeah. Everyone is muted.
Okay. Eric, you'll have to unmute yourself before you start talking, okay? Oh, it's 7 o'clock. Let me see how many we have on. We have 36. I think we'll go ahead and get started. What do you think? We'll start with the flag.
Sure.
Whenever you're ready.
I pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and into the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll give a moment of silence for all of our first responders and military. Okay, we'll go ahead and move on. Tim, do you have some announcements first?
I honestly don't.
Okay, all right. So let me see if who I need to talk is on yet. Is Jack Stiber on? I know Tony. They said Tony. He was coming over to their house.
Yeah, Jack Stiber's on. He's here with Tony Helton. But we're watching it we're not really on video, or we have to keep ourselves muted. We're watching it on our TV. We hooked it up through the TV.
Okay. Is there any way you can do the video?
Well, I don't know. Do you guys want to do the video? Sure. All right. Well, we'll turn the video on.
I would like it to be on, please,
Well,
for this particular thing.
We got to change that.
All right. Hi, guys.
Hello.
All right. So we're gonna start with our awards for the year. This is something we would have ordinarily done at the banquet,
Right there.
but unfortunately that hasn't happened. So we're gonna start with the Volunteer of the Year award. And Jack, Mr. Stiber, you have a the Volunteer of the Year award.
You've won the Volunteer of the Year award. All right. You won the Volunteer of the Year award.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Put the computer here. You won the Volunteer of the Year award. I did. You did.
Yeah.
What
Congratulations.
great contributions you've given.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Can't wait to get to you all.
Look at the computer. That's the video. It's picking up you from the computer.
You say thank you all.
Can you hear it? All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to let him know, how thankful and grateful we feel of all the contributions he's given us over the last year through volunteering for the New Day Ranch, Project Healing Waters when he did that, and just coming out to the kids' fishing derbies. And we appreciate you so much, Jack. So thank you very much. All right. So,
Thank you.
So the next award is for the Passing on the Tradition Award. This award is going to go to Randy. Randy has been instrumental in helping us with all of our computer problems and everything that we've, from hosting the fly tying classes via WebEx and just trying to keep the members involved and passing on the tradition of fly fishing. And we appreciate all the hard work that you've done in the website, all the hard work that you have done for us over the last year with all the COVID problems that we've had, all the COVID discussions we've had. And we just wanted to thank you for all that you've done for us over the last year, Randy.
Yeah, well, thank you. Took me a minute to realize you were talking about me.
It's that
running down the range. Thank you.
It's that cold patch you have on top of your head.
Yes. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. So the next one is the Leadership Award. This award is basically for somebody that I feel like I could not do what I do without. I mean, he has been instrumental in everything that has been going on. He's been working tirelessly, trying to help with the tags that we've gotten, the transition for the new treasurer, and just helping with the gaming and the liquor license. And this person would be obviously Walter Weller. So he gets the Leadership Award this year.
Yeah, Walter, way to go.
Where you at, Walter? I know you're there somewhere.
I'm in the corner somewhere, but thank you very much. Appreciate it. Love the club.
I just want to, on a personal note, say thank you for everything you have done for me, because you have really helped me tremendously, and I really appreciate it.
Certainly. Thanks again.
All right. So the next one, and Randy, can you, the next one is the President's Award, and it's to Tim.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm giving this to Tim because I have relied on Tim so much during all this COVID stuff that's been going on. He has been a great mentor to me. He has helped me. He has done everything he could possibly do to help me navigate through all this craziness. And I truly appreciate all the help that you've given me over the last year. And so I give you the President's Award.
Well, it's been an honor, Sheila. Love working with you, and you're doing a great job with the club.
Well,
I
appreciate that. I don't think I could do it if I didn't have you guys having my back. So I appreciate that.
It's an honor.
All right. So the last one would be the Fly Fisher of the Year Award. And let me read a little bit of what I've got, and then I'm going to read some of the others. Tim, do you know if our Fly Fisher of the Year is on?
I don't. I talked to him several times. He didn't. I just wanted to make sure he could get on, but he was really struggling with it, and he was trying to get his nephew to help him. He's on Apple or iPad, and he was really struggling. So
okay.
he may not get on. If he doesn't, we'll do something else for him. But
okay, all right.
But go ahead.
I'll just read a little bit about him. So the Fly Fisher of the Year award is going to go to Larry Giffen. I've had numerous people recommend a lot of the past presidents. They were all so excited. They thought that he was by far the most deserving of this award. Through the years, he's really done a lot for NKFF, and we just really appreciate all the hard work that he has done. I'd like to read what the nomination that Tim wrote in, because Tim nominated him for the award. Larry has been a member of NKFF since 2001, and in that time, this quite assuming unman made a tremendous impact on the club. Larry joined the club. Wait a minute here. There's only been joined the club when there was only 30 members. Left who had made the members longer and fewer than that, and are still active as regular basis. Larry was a member of the board of directors for many years. I know when I was president, he was still a member of the board and had many thought-provoking and innovative ideas. Larry was the president of Steedman Machine Company, a multi-million-dollar worldwide milling machine company. Larry also an Indiana Region Number 9 Economic Development Task Force. He brought a wealth of knowledge to the leadership of NKFF, none of which has been previously recognized. Larry started thinking about marketing for NKFF before most of us had even contemplated the idea. He was in charge of identifying clothing and hats in the club. So all the hats that you have are all the NKFF. It's all because of Larry. When we all had our first logo, Larry was there to identify the printer and embroider that could handle the job. Very early on, Larry was known as the Haberdasher, and still to this day, he is called the Haberdasher. That nickname has remained with him. He has a flair for new materials, styles, and also suppliers. NKFF members have always been a frugal bunch, so Larry knew just what price points to hit when we had new products to offer to the club. Larry has also done a great job of telling the club about new offerings through announcements on monthly meetings and newsletters. The board would sometimes spring a new logo on Larry with very little notice, and it just did not seem to matter. He would take with stride, pick out the products, and get the new logos and products on them. Tim, do you want to say anything else in regards to it?
Well, mainly just that Larry is a very quiet and unassuming guy, but he's had a tremendous impact on the club. And I remember when I was on the board, first started, and president, Larry's a really smart guy, and he contributed so much and really has gotten very little recognition for it. And I just think, and you know, he's well into his 80s, and he's still a sharp thinker with great ideas. His wife recently had a bad fall, so he's been out of commission for a good part of this year. But I can tell you that if it weren't for that and COVID, he'd be right here by our side at every turn. So his enthusiasm, his creativity, his participation, his follow-through, and his production make him the ideal selection for Fly Fisher of the Year. So, here to Larry.
All right. All right, so that's all I have in regards to the rewards. Ken wants to tell everybody about some new ideas that he's got going on, him and Tim. So, Ken, are you around there anywhere?
I'm here, Sheila.
All right,
and
take it away.
Have a few things to share. You might have noticed this week that we had a little launch for a new program called Secret Santa. The purpose is to brighten up the lives of club members by mailing them.
You're cutting in and out, Ken.
Okay, by mailing them 5 flies. Is that better?
Better. Much
Okay.
better.
And last night, the first people who signed up to participate got together on a Zoom call, and we had so much fun. We wanted to share some of this fun with you. I don't know if John's on, John, but he's been on a couple trips to the Wyoming group and also North Carolina. Don Lambert, Joe Cruz. Joe Cruz has amazing singing abilities. My dear wife, Benny, myself, and Mike Arnold. And we just wanted to share a few things with you here. The important part is we're talking about Secret Santa, that it is a program that will kick off next Wednesday. If you sign up, by next Wednesday, you get the name of somebody in the club to,
You're
in
cutting out
effect.
again. Okay.
Is this any better?
Yeah.
Sheila, can you hear me?
Yes, you're better. It's better.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. So anyway, the group that got together last night, we had a little special time together, and this is just a minute and a half commercial, but I'm going to run it for you.
Okay. All right, it's not running. All right. I don't see anything, Ken.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Randy, the Cisco session dropped again like it did when we were practicing. Are you there, Randy?
Yeah, I don't know what to say, Ken. I made you the presenter. You've got the controls. I don't know.
Let me try it again. Can anybody see that?
Yeah, that.
You can get it?
I just see the Secret Santa rules now.
Okay, well, I'm trying to play a video.
Yeah, it popped in there. It popped in there and then it went away.
Can you hear that?
I can hear you.
No.
Ken, you're sharing an application. You need to stop sharing, open up the video you want to play, and start sharing again.
Okay, say that again, Josh, please.
Stop sharing, close down the Santa rules thing, open up the video you want to play, and start sharing again.
Okay. Where's the video? Hang on.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Sheila.
Hey, Jack. I saw you when you.
Is that working?
I don't see anything yet.
Not there yet.
You need to reshare again.
Okay, hang on.
It's okay, Ken. I really want to see you singing.
That's okay, Joe. We got this.
seeing you wasn't the problem, Joe. It was hearing you.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you muted it.
Are we there?
No, not playing yet, Ken.
Not yet. Let me throw this stuff away.
My Cisco keeps dropping.
I do want to look at this.
Okay. Well, I'm a little nervous because the next part of the presentation that I'm going to introduce is Eric and Michelle.
Well, we tested theirs before and it worked.
Hey, Ken, you
Yes.
did send me a copy of the video you wanted to send out here, and I could give it a shot from my end. If,
Okay.
Be turned over to the presenter.
Let's do that.
All right, I'll give it a shot from my end.
No, I'm put this in my post.
Ken, have you stopped sharing your content? All right, we'll see if we can get this from my end.
I have to work the front desk tomorrow. Work.
All right, are we in a video player?
Oh. Says wait for the video to start. That's encouraging.
All right, give it a shot.
I have to insert here, Joe. You're right. You really can't sing. I know. I know I can't. You want somebody to sing, you better get somebody else to do it. But that added character to the whole thing.
Okay. Okay, we want to kick things off tonight with a little jingle that you probably are familiar with. And it goes something like this. On the 12th day of Christmas, my fly fishing buddy gave to me. Sheila, can you mute?
11 clouds or minnows.
10 woolly buggers.
9 zonker streamers.
8 elk hair caddis.
7 griffith gnats. 6 muddler minnows. 5 gold rib hair nits.
Eric, can you mute? Okay, that was a little crazy.
That was nice.
It was fun. We'll put it on Facebook tomorrow, and you'll be able to laugh at that. I'm going to turn right into the presentation part of our program tonight and introduce two good friends, Eric and Michelle Berenson. We knew each other from cycling, and this year, back in March, Eric and I went to our first NKFF meeting. And after March, a lot of things in the world changed. But they impacted who I am, and I know they want to impact a lot more than just me. I think they want to impact all of us. So if you can keep your speaker on mute, I'm going to mute mine right now. Eric and Michelle, welcome. We're really glad you're here, and we're looking forward to your presentation.
Awesome. Thank you very much for having us. We're super excited to be here.
And, just to clarify, he's Eric, I'm Michelle.
Just so we get that right.
Yeah.
So we wanted to start off with a video as well. So we're going to go through another one of these sharing processes, and hopefully that goes smoothly. So we're going to be sharing a video that is all some footage that we've taken over the past year and kind of put it together as a little preview. And just like before, you might kind of want to keep yourself ready on your volume buttons. This just came across in a bunch of different volumes. So it might be too loud, it might be too soft, but we'll go ahead and give it a play.
Can you make it full screen?
All right, so we're back. Yeah, we had a lot of fun in 2020. There was a lot of fish to be caught, a lot of places to explore. We're going to dive right into the presentation here. Make sure this is all sharing over correctly. All right.
All right, so we are super excited to share kind of who we are, what we have happening, and basically what this whole adventure is about. So kind of, again, welcome to a Bear and Son Outdoors presentation. And if you didn't get it, our last name is Berenson, so it's kind of a play on words. Before we fully start the presentation, I did kind of want to tell you all that every video and all the photos that you see in this presentation and on our website and all of our social media, that is all us. We don't do anything fancy, we just use our phones, but that's just how beautiful Kentucky truly is, that we can get these awesome shots. Okay, so I chose a water cooler because, you know, many of us aren't at work. I'm not at a physical job, but, you know, water cooler talk. So our agenda, we're going to kind of go over our backgrounds and credentials. Then we're going to go right into what Kentucky has to offer. And then what's so awesome about environmental education. We're going to check out the website and our offerings. And we're going to go into a little bit of the future of stream guides. And then that's it, and we'll close. Okay, so I'm going to kind of start with me. Again, my name is Michelle Berenson. I actually grew up in Covington, and most of my nature was kind of in Goebel Park or Devou, or if anything, just my small backyard. But really, it was camping trips in the summer that my mom would take my brothers and I on, and fishing was my thing. I was all about it. I would just grab all my tackle and my little spinnerbait and just go sit at the bank and try and catch anything and everything. And if I wasn't fishing, I was playing in a creek, getting dirty, trying to find some crayfish, or at the time, crawdaddies or crawdaddies, whatever word you want to give them. And so really I began just playing in mud, getting dirty, looking for worms, and fishing when I could. And that connection, as I got older, really grew into a love of what actually goes on in the water and in forests. And then when I met this guy, he was like, would you want to try fly fishing? And I was thinking, oh my gosh, yes, I get to try that cool thing where you get to like sling it. That sounds great and difficult. And it was at the beginning, but I got super attached to it. And I was telling him, and actually I was telling Ken this a little bit too, that, you know, fly fishing is so much fun for me because I fail a lot, but in that failure, I grow and I learn so much more. And it builds that connection that when I get to meet other people and everyone has that, oh, I lost that big fish story. You know, this guy, he's kind of helped me lose some big fish before, not getting the net ready in time. And, you know, in that failure, the next time you go, you get to be like, all right, I got to put it into practice and be better this time and hopefully catch that big fish. So for me, my connection to nature is also that I want to help everyone else connect to nature and myself, because we all have a story and we all should have the opportunity to share it. I'm going to click. I'm in charge of the clicking. All right, so my credentials, kind of a why would you want to go out exploring nature with me? I graduated from EKU with an English teaching degree. I taught high school English for 4 years, a year at Paul Lawrence Dunbar, and 3 years at Newport, so up there in northern Kentucky. Right now, I just finished a master's in school counseling, and I am about to finish my paperwork in a master's of mental health counseling. So I have a lot of school under my belt. But in the process of finishing the master's, I am a certified environmental educator through KEC. If you don't know what that is, it's just the Kentucky Environmental Education Council for the state of Kentucky, whom I actually work for, as well as the Kentucky Green and Healthy Schools Coordinator. So basically, my entire life right now revolves around getting people outside constantly. Hey, you want to go do that thing outside? I'm your gal. Along with those certifications, I am part of a lot of organizations within Kentucky, as well as North America as a whole, all surrounding environmental education. So I am constantly on trainings, learning more about how I can help people do more outside. That was a lot.
So a little bit about myself. I was raised in Fort Thomas, Kentucky, up there in northern Kentucky. And as a kid, I spent most of my time in my parents' backyard. And there was a small little clump of trees and a few honeysuckle bushes back in the corner. But that little piece of greenery that was just thick enough to block out the neighbor's house, it felt like a forest for me. And I didn't know at that point in time in my life that little piece of greenery was going to help shape the direction of my life. What I learned is it was really my first classroom. That's the spot where my dad would teach me how to identify songbirds that came to visit, or my mother, she would tell me the intricate names of the wildflowers that would bloom in the spring. So I just became obsessed with it. It's all I could think about was earth, nature, and just wanting to be part of it. So to give you a better idea of where my brain really was when I was 5 years old, my grandmother she was kind enough to catch this moment and save it for me forever. So this is a little drawing I did at 5 years old, and when she came over to ask me what exactly I was drawing, this is the response. This is the earth. There was the clean water, then the bad guys put oil in it and got it all dirty. There was the green grass, then the bad guys took it away and there was no grass. So I knew early on in life that I did not want to be one of those bad guys. So I started to set myself on a path that I knew I could put myself kind of one with nature and really try to do my best to better this planet. So I studied natural resources in law enforcement at Hocking College up in Wayne National Forest. And I was kind of en route to be a park ranger is what I was looking for. Ended up getting a job for the U.S. Forest Service down on the Daniel Boone National Forest, working as a trail builder for a while. After that, I segued into the private sector of trail building, which is where I've been for the past 5 years. And I stayed there because I really realized that the importance in trail building is about access. It's about allowing people to get into these natural areas. I'm a firm believer that the more people we have in these natural areas, that means the more people that care about these natural areas. So hopefully we have them on our side. And that's kind of segued me into the newest thing I'm doing in life, and that is becoming a licensed guide with the state of Kentucky. back to kind of just keeping us on page here with the agenda. We've finished up our backgrounds and credentials, so I wanted to talk about some of what Kentucky actually has to offer and why Kentucky is so important to us. We actually were considering moving to Pennsylvania just a few months ago and really sat down and thought a lot about it and just got excited about the opportunities that exist here in Kentucky. So what Kentucky has to offer, a big one for me is water. Just tons and tons of waterways. There's actually so much water, we're definitely not going to talk about it all in tonight's presentation, but I definitely wanted to highlight a few of our favorite and where we spent a lot of time over the last year. So hopefully everybody's familiar that we have a national forest in Kentucky, but if not, the Daniel Boone National Forest, it's over 700,000 acres that they own. And it's within a 2.1 million acre boundary that they have. So that's basically 10% of the entire state is within that boundary and broken up into these 4 districts right here, with the Cumberland Ranger District being the furthest to the north. So that's the closest to northern Kentucky. Also happens to be my favorite ranger district because we're close to it and it's just got a lot of really neat things on it. So on the Cumberland Ranger District, not only do we have things like Cave Run Lake, but we also have Red River Gorge, and that's an area that I've spent a whole lot of time in, not only being a trail builder there for a while, but when we choose to go fish and recreate, we're normally heading to the gorge. So this photo in the background is of Swift Camp Creek. Hopefully some of you have been there to visit. If not, you guys really need to put this on your list. It is an absolutely beautiful stream to visit, and fishing's pretty good too. So another little shot of Swift Camp Creek in the background here. But wanted to touch on a bit more about Red River Gorge. So there's 7 trout streams within Red River Gorge, and that actually makes it the highest concentration of trout streams within the state of Kentucky, in a specific area. So you could really spend a weekend down there, spend a week. You really have a lot of room to roam around, explore the different opportunities. I have here on the slide that there's roughly 5,000 trout that are stocked annually. They don't put out the numbers of the brook trout that they've stocked, which is recently just kind of came back on board. There was a recent stocking on both Dog Fork and Parched Corn. That's a really neat thing to kind of see happening, that we do have some waterways that are clean and clear enough and cold enough for some brook trout to survive in. So Red River Gorge, though, is getting a little bit busy with the rock climbing populations down there and all the hiking. Pardon me, getting a little out of order on some things. If trout isn't your thing, I meant to bring this up because I know the club, you're not just a trout club. You're fishing for all sorts of species. The Red River Gorge area has a ton of different species that you can target down there. The Red River itself is full of things. So this little pamphlet is a neat one. It's actually put out by the Red River Cabin Company. And they did these really beautiful, all hand-drawn illustrations. But pretty cool thing to check out, that if you're heading down to the area, don't feel like you have to only bring your trout gear. You can easily go there with your 8-weight rods or even 10-weight rods and be targeting muskie in the Red River. So a lot of opportunities exist down there that we're really excited about, and hopefully get out on the water with you guys pretty soon. So yeah, if the crowds I was talking about before really aren't your thing, you can definitely leave them in the rear view, and there's a whole lot more water out there in Kentucky to take a look at. So heading over, still it's near the Cumberland Ranger District, but really close to Moorhead, is the Laurel Creek Gorge. And the Laurel Creek Gorge has a pretty healthy stocking also of trout, and with it only being 2.5 hours from northern Kentucky, it's just a great place to visit. The whole stream is completely lined by like a 150-foot tall cliff line the whole time. You're in a kind of old-ish growth forest for us. The last time it was logged down there was in 1947. So you'll be underneath the shade of some massive hemlocks. The rhododendron in the area is growing extremely tall and really shading a lot of the creek. So it's a cool place to visit, and really is for the person that wants to get away from everything. But I will warn you, it gets pretty difficult wading down in there. So continuing on with the Laurel Creek Gorge, The length of the actual fishery is 5 miles long, so you've got plenty of room to roam in there. But with that difficulty, there's only 2 points of entry to this stream because of it being within an actual canyon. So once you're in there, you're kind of in there. A lot of people call it the miniature Red River Gorge, but just one that I really want people to think about putting on your list if you want to have kind of a mountain trout stream experience not very far from home. I'm going to continue on with a few more of our favorite places to fish nearby. War Fork, and yes, the water really is that blue. I get that question all the time and on all of our social media. That's not a filter. It's a pretty incredible stream down there. So this is heading a little bit further south on those maps of the Ranger District. We're in the center one now, being the London Ranger District. Good stocking down there of rainbows as well. And we really like going down there for bank fishing. If the temperatures are extremely cold in the winter, you can just be right up against the stream as you see in this photo. You don't even have to have your waders on. And if you wanted to spend the night there, Turkey Foot Campground is actually on the stream. So it just makes kind of for the perfect weekend adventure getting down there, checking out this stream. If you're there in the spring, you're in for a real treat. The wildflowers are some of the best I've seen in the whole state. And I think Michelle has a thing about this she really likes too.
The biggest trilliums. If anyone is familiar with the Trillium Trail at Cincinnati Nature Preserve, run for their money there at Turkey Foot Campground. They're massive. I love them. They just stare at you for days.
And another neat thing even about this stream is it actually all drains into a karst system. So just about another 200 yards downstream from where this photo is taken, the entire stream dries up. But it's kind of neat because it goes into that cave and it pops out miles away, extremely cold. And actually it's called Station Camp Creek at that point in time. So it's just kind of a cool thing to see. You can really be there at the right time where you can watch the water swirl into the holes of the cave. So I think that's where all the fish go when it starts to dry up in the summer, but still makes for a really, really neat place to visit. Next one on the list is the Cane Creek Wilderness Management Area. So still on that same ranger district, being the London Ranger District, they've got a massive wildlife management area down there that is managed by both the federal lands and the state. So there's a lot of entities pumping, money and resources into this place. Their trail systems are incredible. The roads are well maintained, and there's a decent amount of access points to these streams. If the fishing down there, though, doesn't happen to be so good, it's actually one of our favorite places to hike in the whole state, and we've done this multiple times. We go down there, try out the stream for a little bit. Maybe we're not having any luck, and it really isn't a wasted trip at all. You just simply set down the gear and switch your boots over, and you would not regret this hike either. So it's down to a place called Van Hook Falls that's on the Wilderness Management Area. Just another one of the most beautiful places that you can go to visit in the state. And with having these type of attractions next to fishable streams, it gives a good opportunity for everybody in the family to have something to do when you go to places like this. You have anything to add on this area?
This is worth it. This is only like a 2.5 mile hike in, 2.5 mile out. The terrain is nice. It's just really pretty. It follows the creek basically the whole way until you hit the gusher that you just saw in the photo before. Really, really nice. Really beautiful place.
Next one to be putting on everybody's list is Bark Camp Creek. I believe this is the stream that's the cover photograph on the Fly Fish Kentucky book. So hopefully some people have seen that. But this stream really has caught my attention over the past years, and we've spent a decent amount of time down there figuring this stream out. So if you see on the left, there's a really healthy hatch of stoneflies down there, and it's kind of fun to be able to put on some pretty big stoneflies and drift them through the stream there and hook up with some good fish. So with 500 browns that they also stock in there yearly, and a pretty good, I think it's a class 2 or class 3 stream, that allows for some good holdover fish. I personally have hooked into some larger than I expected fish in that stream. And once again, like the last place on the wilderness management area, the trails are incredible. The waterfalls at the end of this are very notoriously photographed as they enter into the Rockcastle River, and just makes it for, once again, a perfect place to visit that I think a lot of anglers believe you have to leave the state of Kentucky to get these type of opportunities. To me, this is as good as it gets, and I definitely want to share these type of places with everybody. So Rock Creek. Rock Creek has been something that I've really kept my eyes on too since the first time we found it, because it's kind of unlike anything else that we have in the state. It actually is, other than the Cumberland River, it's the longest fishable trout waters that the state has at 18.5 miles. All the way down in the Stearns District, though, it is pretty far from northern Kentucky. The headwaters of Rock Creek actually exist over the Tennessee border, draining back into Kentucky before it drains into that's the Big South Fork of the Cumberland River at that point. So with the number of fish that they're also putting in there, it makes for a heck of a time. There is 15,000 trout that the state is stocking in there, and that makes it the second most heavily stocked body of stocked trout water in the state of Kentucky, with Hatchery Creek being the only thing that beats it. More things that get my stamp of approval down at Rock Creek is their access points. As I mentioned, with me being a trail builder, I kind of look at the amenities and access and really think before I invite somebody along with us, or if I recommend a place to somebody to go fish, I try to take into consideration what level of difficulty they might be up for. So at Rock Creek, with as long as the stream is at 18.5 miles, the road parallels it for almost the entire length. There is dispersed camping, like the photo in the top right with Michelle there up on the log, all over the place. So there's great places to stay or pop out of the creek for lunch. The stairs can help you get down and back up without any problems. And I think there's 2 fully developed campgrounds down there along the creek as well. So put this one on your bucket list for Kentucky streams.
All right, so we did the backgrounds and credentials, and Eric gave just a little bit of what Kentucky has to offer, which I hope some of you, wrote some of that down to go check out, or, come with us to go check it out, because those are great places. Laurel is one of my favorite places to go because I feel like I catch fish all the time when we go there, so I definitely am up for that. So our next piece is what's so awesome about environmental education. So I have a quote to start off with that most of you probably already have heard or the pale blue dot by Carl Sagan. I didn't do his whole excerpt, just the end. So it has been said that astronomy is a humbling and character-building experience. There is perhaps no better demonstration of the folly of human conceits than this distant image of our tiny world. To me, it underscores our responsibility to deal more kindly with one another and to preserve and cherish the pale blue dot, the only home we've ever known. So I chose this to start off with what's so awesome about environmental education is because other than your basic science classes, environmental education is supposed to help you kind of build that advocacy for our natural world. We kind of forget that we're in it together, that we as humans should also be living with and not against everything else in the natural world. So that is one of my favorite pieces, the pale blue dot. I think about it every time on Earth Day. So I have it's just kind of like a slideshow. It's just going to be a bunch of photos that I've taken this might be just the last 2 years. So I worked as an environmental educator for EKU's Division of Natural Areas and then for Berea's Forestry Outreach Center. And a lot of that entailed going out with groups or kids and adults and taking pictures and showing them fun. My favorite is the insects. You're going to see a lot of caterpillars and mushrooms. There's no music. It's just photos while I talk. So the thing is about environmental education for me is about building that curiosity. So as Eric mentioned earlier about the Van Hooks Falls hike, if you're not catching fish, some people just pack up and go home. Well, that's no fun. I don't want that. I want us to pack up and go for a hike and go explore, because look at that little guy. Who doesn't want to go see him or her or that one? So I am someone who, if I feel like I'm getting skunked or maybe I'm just not in the right, mindset, I'll go for a hike and I'll go explore. If anyone's ever heard of the app iNaturalist, most of these photos go through that app and it can identify anything that you want it to. I am not a naturalist, but I would call myself an amateur naturalist looking at these poppies that are popping up right now on the screen. So I talked about connection earlier, and that is definitely one of our values with Bear and Son Outdoors is you can't really take people fly fishing without talking about stream quality, without talking about macroinvertebrates. I am going to pause myself. Everyone, that's a hickory horned devil. Yes, that is native to Kentucky. Favorite caterpillar ever. Sorry, had to digress. So anyway, but again, back to the connections. We have been building our own team for 12 years now, and it has been about those connections. So, the environmental education piece is adding to those connections. So through EE, which I'm just going to abbreviate, I can't even tell you how many activities or learning experiences that there are. I'm going to show you books later. That's where it starts. How do you connect the biodiversity of our ecosystems? And I was going to joke and talk about the ecoregions of Kentucky because there are many. We have everything. We have so much here that people forget about, like that guy. So, this is our opportunity to share it with you all and your opportunity to learn more with us. So it's something that I'm really, really excited about because I've been doing it for the last 2 years, and it's just, you constantly learn something new. Just last year, one of my coworkers found a new species of snail. Not many people get to say that. So we're not going to watch this whole thing of beautiful flowers and insects, except I, of course, stop on a salamander. And it just wants to keep going. There we go. As I mentioned before, there's a lot of books. Some of you might be familiar with the project books. So Project Wet, Wild, and Learning Tree. Yes, these say K through 8, K through 12, but it's for everybody. Anything that you want to learn about. Most of my favorites are like the web of life. So, you learn about those food chains, you learn about the biodiversity, and I love decomposers. I was explaining to him right here about mycelium. I wish I could see all your faces and ask you to raise your hands. Who knows what mycelium is? If you don't, it's a fungi that is hanging out with the trees in their root systems, and it allows them to talk to each other. They have what you can call a symbiotic relationship, though they are slowly killing the trees. That is your environmental education fun fact of the evening. So currently right now I'm reading Hollows, Peepers, and Highlanders, so that is an amazing course that I'm in. It's the Appalachian Ecology course. So hopefully if you sign up for any of my EE courses with Bear and Son, we can learn a lot about some salamanders and the fish. So I'm excited for that. And of course, wildflowers. I don't know them all because there's so many, but I'm learning, and I would love if you would come and learn with me as well. So that was a lot of information. So I'm just going to end on another quote. I used to be a teacher, y'all. English, I love quotes. The earth is what we all have in common. So again, Wendell Berry, if you don't know who that is, lifelong farmer, you should definitely look him up and read some of his stuff. He's amazing. And he's so right. we all share this earth. We should help each other, take care of it, and learn as much as we can about it. All right.
Moving right along, it's time for us to check out kind of where we are now in this whole thing, and really putting together Michelle's environmental education with the passions that I've had over the last few years has led us to this endeavor. We are launching our own business, Bear and Son Outdoors. We're going to be a guide service, an environmental education school in a sense, and be offering all sorts of classes and guided trips and experiences, as well as we're just going to be putting out a lot of fun, free content for people to learn. So just kind of diving right into it. I'm going to walk us through the website that is live at the moment. If you would like to also follow along on your own, you're welcome to. The URL's on the bottom here. That's Bear and Sun, as in BEAR, AND, and Sun as in the one in the sky. Not like our crazy Swedish last name. So dive into this. As we go through the website, just kind of some of the agenda I want you to follow along with. I'll scroll through our whole homepage and show you what can be found there. We have a bunch of neat content and media that you can navigate to as well. We'll go over some of our guiding classes, offerings. We do have an online shop and some gift cards available as well. So maybe thinking about some Christmas gifts. And then there's kind of a hidden gem hidden in the website that I think everybody could benefit from. This should be opening up my website. I believe this is going to work.
Can everyone see it?
I can't see anybody. Well, hopefully this is full screen for everybody, and we can kind of do a little bit of a nice thank you. All right. I see Ken popping up down there now. So walking through our website, this is the homepage that you would land on at bearandson.com. And as you scroll down, gotcha. I guess we need to move a little faster here. So scrolling through the website, the important stuff, I'm just going to try to highlight through some things. First thing you're going to come to is some popular classes and events that we are going to offer. So in here, you can just simply click into these to actually read more about the specific curriculums and how to join these classes with us. I'm going to go ahead and skip over this section at the moment and come back to it at the end. The website shop is live. Here you're going to find some of our favorite confidence flies that we're tying, some hand-tied leaders. The gift card option is in there, and we'll touch back on that in a moment. Here's where some cool core content really is in the web page. We're putting out a lot of like little how-to guides. We're going to be putting out our fishing reports for the streams that we're visiting. We've got some neat blog write-ups. A Grandpa's Lesson is actually one that NKFF featured in your guys' creel quite a few months ago. If you missed it in the creel, you can find it again here. This is actually the story of how I got into fly fishing from my grandfather's fly rod. Scrolling down a little bit further, we have an ongoing Instagram account. So if you're just kind of looking for some neat photos of what we're doing in the state, you can find that right in here. And at the very bottom of the page is kind of your simple stuff. We do have some links to things like Northern Kentucky Fly Fishers on here, as well as some of the state and federal resources that exist. So heading all the way back up to the top, just give you a quick kind of overview of some things. The classes and trips is where you're going to find all the offerings. Some of these at the moment are just some placeholders because we're just getting going, but we are writing curriculums for all of these classes and a lot more. So just keep up to date with us, checking in every now and then, send us messages and see what we're up to. But there's going to be a lot of neat things to learn. Going for a wildflower walk with Michelle in the spring is definitely going to be a fun one.
I agree.
Over to the Experience tab on our website is going to be some quick links to those contents I was talking about before. So if you want to see a quick fishing report, Michelle and I were just out the other day on the middle fork of the Red River and did pretty well, caught a decent amount of fish, kind of some low and clear water situations there, but I talk a little bit about the techniques that we use to go ahead and get some to the net. So that might catch your interest, or maybe you're interested into some gear reviews. We're trying out a bunch of new products, and hopefully if you read our reviews, you might like something and maybe save some money not buying something that's not going to work well for you. So give them a look over if you're kind of into that stuff. As well as in here, you'll find some links to our YouTube account that we're going to be putting up some videos on, as well as another one to that Instagram account. So everything on the website at the moment goes through contacting us. What we're offering on the guiding end of things, so I should talk about for a moment here with you. We're doing guided float trips, walk and wade trips. I'll be teaching a whole slew of different fly fishing specific classes, one-on-one fly tying, but everything starts with just getting a hold of us at the moment, and we're going to custom tailor the experience to what you need. So you're not going to bother, learning about something that you already know or that doesn't match your style of fishing. Maybe it's a technique that's targeting fish you're not interested in. So I want to make sure that whatever we're doing together and whatever body of water we're going to do it on, because I will be licensed to fish a lot of the different streams within Kentucky. So we'll start with that. It's just a conversation, understanding your needs and understanding where we can go and facilitate this class and experience together. And we're open to do that. So start out with giving us a call or sending us an email. Back over to the shop category. If you are interested in some of our flies that are working well, like I said, this is also really new to us. We just started putting this stuff up. So there's not a ton of offerings, but these are some confidence flies that work for us for both trout and bass. And the gift card is kind of a unique thing at the moment. So it's a custom valued gift card, and what you can do is just type in right here into your quantity box the actual dollar amount that you'd be interested to purchase. So you can make it whatever you'd like, and on here, these gift cards will be good for any of the products that we continue to add in the future, as well as any of our services. So kind of a neat thing that's ready to go right now at the moment. So I want to touch back on what we skipped over in the beginning here. Midway down, you'll find this explore the streams and forests that we enjoy. Here's kind of where that hidden gem is. After scrolling through some images and some content about the Red River watershed, and I guess it's not loading quickly on my end. Here we go. And the Kentucky watershed. Here's the hidden gem. You're going to find a Google map that we built kind of over the last year and a half. This one in particular is for the trout streams that exist within the state of Kentucky. They're categorized depending on the classification. So things like the purple ones are the coldest water, considered class 1s, more likely to hold holdover trout. And going on through the rest of the colors, they just continuously get a little bit warmer. But all of them are really good opportunities. And this map's kind of unique because you can actually zoom in and see the parking locations of where you need to access these streams at. And this is all free and right here on our website. So if you were using your mobile device as well, this is an important piece. If you navigate to this and click this icon in the upper right, it will open this map on your Google Maps on your own cell phone, and you can have it direct you right from your driveway at your house to the parking location you need to go to for these streams. So that's kind of the start of how to get you to the places that are really dear to Michelle and I, the places we like fishing that we really want to share with you. And I haven't made it to every one of these yet. There's a few that I still need to field verify, but I've talked with people in the area to make sure that most of my points are about 90-something% accurate to get you right where you need to go. Some more details you'll find in this free map is if you click onto any of our streams on the line, if I can get this to click, I can see a little bit more. There's going to be a write-up of all sorts of information on that specific stream, the classification, the county it's in, how many miles of fishable water, all that information is located here. So that's going to give you a pretty good idea of what you're going to get yourself into when you go to visit one of these streams. If you're not interested in Kentucky, or maybe you're heading to go travel, I also happened to do one over this past summer while I was up in central Pennsylvania. So that might be something for you to take a look at. There's some pretty incredible fish up there in central Pennsylvania, and this will do the same. It'll navigate you directly to the spots that you want to visit. That's kind of the quickest overview I could do for you of our webpage. So I got to navigate out of this and see how to get back real quick.
Maybe not.
Might have to just give me a moment to get this shared the right way.
You have to.
Get right back into this to share the right way. We knew we'd have some problem with this.
Cool.
There we go. Technical difficulties on our end.
Yay, technology.
All right, I think we're back where we possibly left off.
Yeah. All right, so we just went through a lot of information there, but that was awesome. And please check out the website because, as you can tell, we spent a lot of time on it. He spent a lot of time on it.
There's a lot of content there, and I'm already realizing I probably missed half of it that I needed to say.
But yeah, spend time, go through it. If you have questions about the website that you want to wait until after this, you can email us. So we're going to go right into the future of stream guides. Eric talked a lot about that as well, so I hope you like what he has to say about it here.
So touching back on the last topic, showing you guys the overview map that I built, and that was just specific to trout streams. Hopefully when I've got time, I can put together one for all the warm water fisheries that we have within the state, but this is hours, days, weeks, whatever of time that I've spent on this. So this is kind of the next generation of that and taking it one step further. When you navigate in that last map to the location you want to go fish, a lot of these streams are in remote locations and there is no further cell phone service at that point. So we're looking into creating a mapping service that will use the GPS that's enabled inside your cell phone, regardless of service or not, and be able to plot your location on a detailed stream guide. This is going to help you get back to your car to figure out where you parked it. As we build these maps, we're going to have labeled specific productive, maybe riffles and runs and holes. We're going to have the trail systems on there. As much as we can map, we're going to put onto these. So I've got a little video here that'll give you a quick idea of what it would look like on your screen. And we're going to be looking at Gunpowder Creek right there in northern Kentucky. And hopefully this plays.
Just wanted to show a quick preview of how to open up a map in the Avenza Maps app on your phone. So once you've downloaded the Avenza Maps app, we'll go ahead and open that up. And click on Gunpowder here, which is the downloaded file for the stream we're currently on. I'm going to pull up a view of the overall stream on a map view. Down the bottom left-hand corner, you make sure that your location services are turned on, and it will plot your exact location on the current map. Here we are showing us that we're standing on the trail. If I double-click the location symbol, it will orient you according to what direction you're currently facing on the stream as well.
So to me, that's a pretty incredible system. There's a lot of times where Michelle and I have been on a stream and have waited for long distances and maybe didn't even realize that we had gone through one of these big horseshoes, almost like what you see up here on the map of Gunpowder. And instead of waiting your entire way back to your vehicle, you could maybe hop right over the ridge and save yourself hours of waiting. And that might help you get out before the sun sets. So there's a lot going into this. At the moment, nothing is available to the public. It's something that I'm still tweaking on my end of exactly what software I'm using, how I'm going to host all this information. But I just want everybody to be aware that I'm in the process of creating this resource and to keep in touch with us and see, the development of this and where it goes. And hopefully in time, we'll see stream guides for all over the state. But yeah.
Just wanted to show a quick preview of how to open up a map.
So touching back on that, we will also have a detailed description that is going to be attached to each one of these maps. And that's going to go over the fishability of the stream, maybe what CFS is the best time to visit there, go and no-go type of meters so you know how to plan your trip around it. And then just taking photos like this of exact places that exist on the stream. They'll be numbered and they'll show up on your map. So if you want to navigate directly to, you know, the amphitheater, you could simply click that on your map and it will point you in the direction you need to start walking to get to there. And once again, all of this is without any cell phone service. It'll pull right from your phone. So kind of a neat thing, and it's taken a lot, but we're heading in the right direction.
We're almost there. Again, lots of information that we've been giving you all. So let's get right into the closing. That's it. We're closing. So ultimately, the very end of this, you know, this is kind of a mission statement. We hope to share our collective knowledge to help people understand, enjoy, and care for the natural world around them. Thank you so much, NKFF, everybody, for having us tonight and allowing us to share this adventure with you all.
Awesome. Thank you. And I have a lot more to still add, and I think an important one that everybody needs to know about where we're at in the process of Bear and Son Outdoors is that as of the first of the year coming up, we will be fully established as a business and kind of open for operation, but we won't be fully licensed and permitted in everything we're doing. I actually just spoke with Fish and Wildlife today. They have all of my paperwork on file and have told me that I will be the first licensed guide that they will process as soon as the season starts. So pretty exciting stuff.
Oh, why isn't it?
Awesome. Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions? Let me see. Can you guys see the questions that come up?
We just switched our screens, so not seeing anything yet.
Yeah, I don't see anything either.
Somebody asked if you're in Kentucky.
Yes.
Yes.
I think they missed the first part of the presentation.
Yeah.
And I see that Matthew is ready to fish the red. Well, come on down.
So yes, we are located in Kentucky. At the moment, we are located in Richmond, Kentucky, just south of Lexington by 20 miles or something. We're only about 40 minutes away from the Red River Gorge region. But what is going to be unique with Bear and Son Outdoors is we are also willing to travel to you. This isn't going to be the I want to go on a guided experience on this guy's home waters. It's more I want to go fish your home waters with you. I want to be standing in the stream next to you and beside you and help you, through the tactics that have worked for me. And same with how Michelle wants to be in your neck of the woods as well, teaching you what's in your backyard. So we're willing to travel anywhere that we're licensed and permitted to do so within the state.
Your boats are going to get a license to fish and guide?
At the moment, I'm going to be the fishing guide, but Michelle, she knows better than I about what she's got going on with.
I'm going to be hiding in the bushes and the rhododendron taking photos of you all.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome.
Her certifications in environmental education is just going to allow her to be doing that end of the instruction.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And maybe convince her to be a fishing guide.
She should. She absolutely should.
Yeah, I can show you all how to fish flop gracefully.
Okay, there's a question from Don Lambert. Will your maps show in, launch, and takeout points?
Absolutely. And if you navigate to the open to the public overview map of the trout streams at the moment, that one on my website already has a lot of symbols dedicated directly to your launch points and your takeouts. So that can definitely help, like I said, on that navigation feature. If you go there from your cell phone, it'll just act like normal Google Maps, but have all those lines and points for you.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions?
I got one.
All right.
Do you like what do you like better, fluorocarbon or monofilament?
I was wondering when that was going to come up.
We don't answer those type of questions here.
Join me on the stream. No, I mean, I guess it all depends, of course. We fish a lot of tight line, urine nymphing style presentations for trout, at least here in Kentucky, and I do prefer fluorocarbon for that. But if we're throwing dry flies or even, I don't know, some poppers and stuff like that, I'm probably going to go with nylon.
And now my answer is I fish whatever catches me the fish.
There you go. I like your answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever works at that moment.
Did it work? Did I catch a fish? All right.
I had a question. Where you were fishing on Bark Camp Creek,
yep.
Was that toward the bottom end of the creek?
Most people are probably familiar with starting at the large culvert, and that photo that was taken is near the halfway point between the culvert and the Cascades.
All right, okay. Because the upper part is pretty silted. I mean, the last time I was there, which was earlier this year, it was pretty silted in.
Yeah, it has been.
Okay, great, thanks.
Halfway down, I think at a hiking pace, it's probably a 30-minute walk in downstream from the culvert.
Got it. Thank you.
Willing to share any of my other locations if anybody wants.
Oh, don't worry. There'll be plenty of people wanting.
Yeah, I figured.
I got a question. What type of license are you getting with the state? Just a guide's license or some other license?
Yeah. What was your second option there?
Is it just a guide's license? I don't know what type of license you're trying to get.
So the license with the state, like I said, everything's already submitted, and I was already on the phone with them today. They've received it all. So it's the commercial fishing guide license, and with the use of boats and craft. So at the moment, for our float trips, we do have a custom GNU that's kind of specifically built for fly fishing out of. But hopefully real soon here in the future, we're going to have a raft as well as another offering to get us onto some real skinny water.
Awesome, man. Good luck with that.
Yeah, really excited.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
All right. Do we have any other questions or comments or? No? Michelle, you look like you're getting ready to say something.
No,
the canary.
I like Jack there with his background.
No, I was hoping Ken was going to ask me about caterpillar poop, but I guess he doesn't really want to know. Who knows the name? Does anybody know the name of caterpillar poop?
No.
Crap.
I am disappointed. It's crap.
It's not scat, is it?
Nope, it's crap.
Brass?
Yes, that's my second environmental education fun fact for you all today.
that was great.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. Oh wait, there's a message. Maybe. Oh, Matthew Breen said poo.
Matthew, you have to come fish with us. It's done.
I guess I can talk. Yes, I will. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I want like the 70s antique stereo down here somehow.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think we have any other questions. So we're just going to make a couple more announcements, and then we'll do the raffle. Who's in charge of the raffle? Who's got the? Josh, are you doing the ramen?
I have it, Sheila.
Or whatever you want to call. Oh, you do.
I have that, Sheila. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Good job, Randy.
Good job. Okay, so I do want to make one quick, real quick announcement. Josh has stepped down as being a board member for the time being, and so Bill Renner has offered to step into his place. So he'll be taking over the raffles. Josh will still be helping as needed, but he will no longer, at this time, he won't be a board member for the time being anyways. Just wanted to let everybody know that.
I just wanted to let everyone know that I'm going to let my beard grow out, my mustache grow out. I don't know what I'm going to do about getting some hair on the top of my head, but I'm going to try.
Grow.
You can let the beard grow out and then shave it off and put it on your head.
Thanks for that,
Josh has said he's going to really step in and really help me out, which I'm going to need a lot of help, and I appreciate it because I'm going to need his experience and expertise on how to get this job done.
Yeah, I've got all the faith in the world in you there, William. This is really just due to the fact that I've recently been appointed to the commission position for the Fish and Wildlife. So, I need to make sure that I'm not on any boards. That could be a conflict of interest. So still going to be a member of the Fly Fishing Club, but for the next 4 years while I'm the commissioner for the 5th District, I won't be on the board of directors.
Yep. So Mike Arnold said, great presentation, Eric.
Yeah, it really was very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very informative.
I agree.
Very informative.
Also, I want to make sure that you're very welcome to write for the Creo, and we have a worldwide distribution, so you'll be getting a whole lot of PR through that. So I welcome all photos, all stories, all tips and tricks, anything you want to submit, we'll publish.
That's awesome, Tim.
Just send it to Tim.
Awesome.
That's right.
Sheila?
Yes.
And I really want to thank Eric and Michelle because when we met in December as a board or at the end of November, we didn't have anybody in the slot for December. And they kind of stepped up to the plate and said, okay, even though we have a lot going on, we're going to kind of jump into this presentation. And I think it helped them develop a lot of the concepts and things to get rolling into 2021. I can only say that I, as one person, have never been changed by an individual that I've been changed by Eric. And I don't know how to tell you how an amazing teacher he is, how he's so detail-orientated. And I think if you spend any time with him or people that I run into him that know him, they understand that part about him. And he's a great customer service guy. He's a great fisherman, and he has a desire to teach. And I really hope that we establish partnerships with him as we go forward. So Eric and Michelle, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, yes.
All right, let's do the randomizer. See who wins the prizes. I think we have three prizes this time. And do we have everybody on it? Yep. Looks like we do.
And Jack Randall. All right. So who are they, Randy?
Is that it?
Lou Class, Betty DeVita, and Jack Randall.
Yep.
Now, is Betty related to Dave?
Yeah.
Well, she's sure right now.
It wouldn't let me.
Hey, we won last month too, so I don't know. Well, what's the prize anyway?
Trip to West Palm Beach, right?
We got these fancy fly boxes filled with Baker's Dozen flies.
That's even better. Oh, yeah. Wow. Love it.
Yeah, they're nice.
All right.
Oh, and then Ken, did you tell everybody what Eric and Michelle gave as the first prize?
Well, they gave it as the middle prize. I thought we were going to have a bigger prize, but Eric and Michelle have offered to give the club a $50 gift certificate for professional services in 2021. So I don't know who gets that. I guess, is that the number one person on the list?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Well, then that would go to Lou then.
All right.
Right?
That's
Oh,
So are we going to do
Lou.
prizes?
Well, wait a minute then.
Tim's changed his mind.
Yeah, don't fight over it now.
Come on now. All right.
I just got my new license plate.
Let's see it.
Do you see it?
No?
Not yet.
Oh.
Yay.
Yay.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
I know. I like that. I want one of those too.
You can't have that one.
I know.
Yeah, I can't have this one.
Okay. Tomorrow I am filing for NKFF number 1.
Yes, you can have that.
Number 1. That's right.
All right. Well, I guess for final, anybody else have any final comments or anything? My only final comment is Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Yes.
One will be
Bruno and I say Merry Christmas to everybody. This is my buddy.
everybody.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
You guys.
Everybody.
Take care now.
Again, Eric.
Take care.
Good
Merry
meeting.
Christmas, guys. See you next month.
Thank you, Eric and Michelle. It was great.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Guys.
Merry Christmas. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. All right, everybody's leaving.